Welcome everybody to Bugbears and Brews. My name is Brian, and today we're going to go ahead and recap our zero session for our Storm King Thunder campaign. If you don't know what a zero session is, you're in luck because I just recently did a zero session video that goes in the depths of what a zero session is, as well as some hurdles that you get to and how to overcome those hurdles. So going into our campaign, we do have 6 players. We have Don, who's all these are returning players to the Adventure League. Some of them I have DMV for. There are some new guys though. So Don is a returning player, has been at my table multiple times. Same with Trevor, Eric, and Mark. Those are all returning players that I've DM'd for before. And then new to my table is Tim and Jose. Running over each character's backstory here. I'm sorry, I'm going to do a little bit reading, so you're going to see me kind of glancing off to the side here. But let's go ahead and forget that I even mentioned that and just pretend I'm looking at you guys. So Don is playing a high elf named Vander. Vander is a barbarian, and his main goal so far is to show his family that when he takes over as the patriarch of the family, that the family's going to be in good hands. Talking to Don, it sounds like Vander's going to have a bit of a temper problem. Probably explains the barbarian workflow there, or barbarian class. And looking at Vander's stats, he's more of a roleplay barbarian versus like a min-max barbarian. I really like that. Eric is Loveril, the high elf sorcerer, and Loveril is a guild merchant and is buddy to Vander, and he is the one that's financing the trip out to Nightstone there. Jose is playing Pavik Stormwatcher, who is a Goliath. He mentioned, asked me that I don't mention the class and alignments and that kind of stuff right now. He wants to kind of have that come out naturally through gameplay, so I'll respect those wishes there. But there's no hiding the fact that he's a Goliath. And he is brought into the group for some protection, because Goliaths are big and intimidating, as well as some heavy lifting. And I should backtrack a little bit here. The group is heading out to Nightstone because Vander's family received a missive from the head of Nightstone, which was Lady Valora Nander, who is a family friend of Vander's family, and asking for assistance with some moon elves. There's a dispute going on and they can't settle it. And so they said, you know what, let's reach out to this high elf noble family that we have some contacts with. Vander talked to Loveril about heading out there and actually talked to Loveril into financing a small party. That way it's not as dangerous heading out there. Forgive the little stutter there, or stammer. Mark is playing Grommak, the half-orc monk, and Grommak is seeking inner peace, dealing with his half-orc rage that he has going on. He recently left his monastery, and he's now a traveling monastic hermit. And like I said, he's seeking inner peace, and he actually asked to go along with the group when Don's character Vander and Loveril started talking about gathering people. Grommak overheard this and said, you know what, I want to see a peaceful resolution here. I want to see it done on a big scale. So I'm going to go with these guys because maybe I'll learn something that I can use on a smaller scale. Tim is playing Thessalon, the half-elf warlock, and he is an outcast and a failed cleric, and was turned to the, I forget his patron, I apologize for that one. I think it's the Undying one or something like that. I don't remember the exacts behind it. He was traveling with a older gentleman, and the older gentleman taught him a little bit about the new patron that he now follows. And so he's going with them to Nightstone because his patron was whispering to him in his sleep that, hey, going with a party out to the east Nightstone is going to lead you to greater power and greater understanding of our bond. So hearing that they were heading out there, Thessalon said, you know what, sign me up, I'll help you guys out. And then Trevor's character does not have a name yet that I know of. Trevor is playing a Wood Elf Ranger. He's using the Unearthed Arcana new Wood Elf Ranger Normally, I'm not a big fan of Unearthed Arcanas, but I told him I'd take a look at it and revamp it, make it a little bit balanced. I know this one here is a little bit on the powerful side, but he is going with the non-Beastmaster Unearthed Arcana version of it. I forget what the actual name of that one is, but that's one that he's going with. So I'm going to make some minor tweaks here and there. I don't think it's as bad as the Beastmaster one from what I recall, but it's been a little bit since I read it. From there, so the zero session itself went okay. We didn't have 2 players there, and then Trevor showed up a little late because of real life conflicts. No argument there, you know, that what real life always comes first. We didn't get such a coherent story down. There's a lot of fun, you know, a lot of fun going on with people just talking and whatnot, but a lot of hard time reeling everybody in. And so we didn't actually come up with the group backstory, and I proposed the backstory that we just talked about there, about heading out to the Nightstones lands through the guise of, or not the guise, through the request of helping to settle a dispute. And nobody really had an issue with that, so that's what we're rolling with, unless somebody comes up on Wednesday and says, you know what, guys, I don't like that. Can we make adjustments? After we did the zero session, because we zero session for the first hour, then we went into a prelude event where the 4 players that were there, they went ahead and played the giants that raided Nightstone, and so took the obelisk from the center of Nightstone. So it started off with them bombing the town. I gave them each two boulders that they could throw at any building, and it had different impacts there. So we'll have a little bit different placements of stuff, and different buildings destroyed and different things going on than what's in the beginning of the book, because beginning of the book says you only have one of the bridges out, the bridge between the keep and the main town. But they not only destroyed that, they also destroyed the bridge leading out. So what we did instead is, so the party or the villagers could flee, as there was gangplanks that were laid down as like emergency getaway things and getaway exits. And so the villagers ran off that way. From there, the 4 giants ran in and just started slaughtering everything. They did a lot of good tactics with Fog Cloud. It went a little bit differently than I thought they were gonna. I thought they were gonna all gang up as like a big group and just go to town on everything. However, they all started in a different corner of the town and just started waylaying to everybody. I think part of the reason why the tactics didn't go as well as, or at least the way I thought, first off, because the party never does what the DM thinks is going to happen. But also, I didn't really explain the dynamics of how the giants work together. Each of the giants, or out of the 4 giants, there was 3 different varieties. So there was a slinger type, I forget what I named him, but it had the hurl, or the fling option from the appendix in Storm King Thunder. Then there was the subjugator, I think is what I call them, who had the defensive wind aura around him. And then there was a skull that I made, which had an adjusted gust of wind that they could do as an action. And it was a single line. It wasn't continuous. And it was only a 5-foot versus 10-foot. And it did have the option to do damage if the giants chose. So there was 2 scalds, one of the flingers, one of the subjugators. The slinger and the subjugator, they didn't really use their extra tools, but the scalds, they both, it was Mark and Eric that ran those, and they both liked the scald singing ability that they had. They really didn't leave many survivors. It's going to be a couple survivors that are going to come into play during the next intro encounter that we do. There's surprise guys, but some guys got away. I think you already kind of knew that, but it'll come into play there, and it'll be fun. Really looking forward to this campaign. I'm really happy to be out of the Underdark. Don't get me wrong, I liked our Underdark campaign, and I think the table really made it great. If it wasn't for the table makeup that we had, I might have gave up on the campaign, but now we're in this much more sandboxy environment, and we have different goals that we're going to try to bring into it. Even though we're Adventure League, we're Adventure League Light, as I like to call it. So we're going to do a lot of spin-off side story stuff. I shouldn't say a lot, But at least I'm hoping to do at least a session per early game, per mid game, and per late game. So a total of, you know, what's that? You know, we got 6 players, 18 sessions, maybe not that many, maybe 12. Maybe we'll do 12 sessions of character development and story and that kind of stuff there, specific to the characters without being involved within the Storm King Thunder. If we can do character development along with the Storm King Thunder story, that's great. But if not, we'll try to, you know, make a couple sessions. That way we get that development there. So yeah, if anybody's had any success running Storm King Thunder, I know it's a relatively new campaign, so I don't think people have made it all the way through there. Go ahead and let me know, or let me know how your start of it worked out. Did you guys go with straight what's in the book? Was there alterations of it? Did you start at level 5? Because I know that's an option there. Tie into a different campaign or something like that. I'm really looking forward to this, guys, and I will keep you up to date on everything. Thanks. Have a good night.